Hey, it's Rachel, and I want to talk about what to do if you're trying to address one of your children's negative behavior and teach them how to act differently, but they refuse to talk about that negative behavior. So many of you know that I'm a big believer that addressing negative behavior in the moment is very difficult and often ineffective because when you're upset and your child is upset, it's actually really hard to get them to change their behavior. So I'm a big believer that we talk to kids about their behavior after everyone has calmed down a little bit. But what if you try to bring up their behavior and they refuse to listen? Maybe they ignore you, or maybe they melt down and get so upset that you can't even have a productive conversation with them. So how do you deal with this? And it's really important because they do need to learn the lesson. But what you need to know is that while no one really wants to talk about their negative behavior, some kids actually can't talk about their negative behavior. It brings up such shame or such discomfort that they actually just start to shut down or melt down. They actually can't talk about it. And since we still need to teach them these lessons, how do we go about doing that? Well, we do what I call using a side door strategy. So you're still going to teach the lesson, you're just going to teach it through a side door. So one example of this is, for example, maybe your son was talking to you disrespectfully and you want to address his behavior. So one of the first side door strategies you can use is have him overhear you talking about his behavior to someone else. So maybe you're talking about it to his other parent and you're saying something like, I really don't like how Joey spoke to me this morning, but I know he was really upset. I wish when he was upset, he would scream into a pillow or punch the punching bag we got him instead of speaking to me disrespectfully. So he hears you, but you're not actively addressing him, so it's a lot less threatening. Another way you can do this is by reading books or watching movies that are age appropriate for your child that actually teaches the same lesson. So maybe there are some characters who behave in a similar way, and that lesson can be taught through a book or through a movie. That's, again, a side door strategy, and it's a lot less threatening. Another thing you can do is talk to your child about how you have changed a similar behavior in yourself. And even better if you combine strategies and have your child overhear you talking about your behavior to someone else. So they don't feel threatened at all because they're removed from it a couple of times. Because kids will actually only learn the lesson if they feel safe. When they don't feel safe, they can't learn. So what we want to do is respect the fact that they don't need to acknowledge that they've done something wrong necessarily. You don't need to shove it down their throat that they've done something wrong, because if they just hear the lesson while they feel safer, they're actually more likely to change their behavior. And that's ultimately what we want anyway. So if you have any questions about this, feel free to reach out to me at rachel@bailey.com. If you want more solutions or tips for changing your behavior or even helping you get out of your yuck, feel free to check out my Parenting Academy where I do both of those things at rachelbaileyparentingacademy.com. I'll see you next time.